Tempo Storm, it's all on the line here.
And for TSM, I just wonder if they've mentally recovered from what happened earlier, where that has to, they're going to be a highlight on Reddit now. People are going to be talking about, look at this great, amazing comeback, and it was, but it's always terrible when you're on the other side of that let it happen. However, Mitt did get a little bit of instant revenge. It is worth noting that to get to this game versus Tempo, they did have to dispatch LW Blue, so they took out some of LW Red's countrymen at the very least in trying to avenge themselves. And we'll see if that gives them some confidence moving forward. But take a look here at the defense coming out here from the side of Tempo. It's going to be Indust on the Mercy, Mofit on the McCree, Mopork on Zarya, Spo on Ana, Wolf going to be on the Pharah, and Chance on Reinhardt. And I gotta say, Uber, I think I actually favor Tempo a little bit going into this. Or sorry, not that.
Team Solomon.
Team Solomon, yes.
Yeah. We'll see how they come out there as well. A lot of people asking why I'm wearing earbuds at the same time. It's just so I can get direct feedback from my microphone, as I'm very much used to having that in my ears from sort of using proper broadcast headsets. So relax, nerds. It's okay. Push coming in though here as well. Magnitude going to be on that Pharah as well, getting up high early on. He's going to have Wolf and Indus to deal with, two teams that have used that Pharah quite extensively. Moffat goes down earlier on. Not a great start here. Sure, they managed to pick off B-Drop, but you must see who he comes in. Without Moffat there, the extra damage is not on the table for Team Solid Mitt, and this could be nasty.
Himosui gank to the backline, has 2 kills to start things off, is able to stay alive despite taking some serious damage. Mangatooth support over the top. Reinhardt charging in late, but he has no friends here. He is going to go down right away. No hope for Chance, and Tempo, they are coming out strong, so hopefully I didn't caster curse TSM there as they came in, but pretty good start here from the side of Tempo.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, they can already chase for some kills here. Spo's not mobile on that Ana. He can be caught. He's actually very lucky to get out of that one alive. He went down to about 30% of his health, and that would have been a very handy little pick to get, especially because Spo had the nano boost in hand there. That's obviously when the next big fight's going to be coming in here at this stage for the blue side defending team here at least. So that's something that you need to be thinking about a little bit here as well if you are trying to defend. You need that ult in play.
Alright, so defense right now is resetting up. They do have the nano boost, they have the earth shadow. They're going to be awfully reliant on these two ultimates. They will get a res up later in the fight, so they have a lot of tools to push back Tempo here. We'll see if they use them. Earth shadow though coming in. Chance not getting what he's looking for. Gets totally countered by Mini. It was a good earth shadow by him to set up Mangachu. Came in over the top. Justice on the way. Chance still gets 2 kills off the nano boost, but no one's on Mangachu right now. Just floating over the battlefield, laying in the rockets, and the res comes out here from the offense as it's looking like Tempo is going to keep things going forward.
Yeah, excellent timing there. Unfortunately, Chance wasn't able to do enough there with the nano boost, even though he managed to get decent value off it after he got charged into the wall here. But progress is still a thing here at the moment. You can see the entirety of the crew actually going to get towards the foundry opening. This is a great start here for these guys. I really don't see them slowing down too much. Tempo Storm setting the pace in a big way.
All right, so Moffat right now going to try and bring this back. He had a good game earlier, but Yumasuhi drops right in. The Death Blossom takes out 2. The momentum not stopping here in the least from the offensive Tempo. Almost looking like a different team, especially with how good Team Solid Mitt was playing earlier. But we'll see here. Mopork trying to be the hero in the end is somewhat charged up as Zarya, buying some really vital time for his team, giving the laser treatment to Mangachu. Mangachu actually has to back out, but will survive with the aid of B dropped.
Yeah, so this is very, very, very fast for Tempo Storm now as well. We need to see what ults are available for Team Solo Mitt here. They've got the res. Would have loved to have had that in play for the last fight. You really want to use them for those final fights here when you're sort of defending a checkpoint or trying to stop the map from ending. Now, Wolf does have Barrage coming in here, but again, so does Mangachu here. A lot of ultimates coming out for Tempo Storm. They're going to want to use those in just a moment. They're making decent progress here. At some point, we need to see TSM actually come in and start the fight off here. They're moving out towards the payload into the back line. It's going to be V-Drop getting in there, looking for Moffat. He gets stunned up there, but still wants to try and chase him down. Moffat falls. Spo also taken out of the mix here. Tempo Storm taking no prisoners here, and they are making sick progress. That's forced the res far earlier than TSM would actually like it to be, but at least Wolf gets up, gets himself a barrage down, gets 2 kills. He needed those to happen there to even have any chance of slowing things down. So many ultimates being drawn out here, and that time comes in with a nicely timed res.
Res comes in. This will give the defense the staying power they're looking for, or will it? You must be Mini able to keep the pressure on. Gonna be pushing Wolf right back, so see how this works out here in the end, but the defense back on their heels. Deadeye coming out here from Moffat later on, just trying to look for anything. Not going to be quite enough, and both teams right now trading out, but certainly it is Team Solid Mitt on their heels. Tempo on the verge of saying big time, and here comes Yumasuhi. Death Blossom on the way once more. He's had a great game for that. 3 kills in favor of Tempo, and Tempo has TSM on the ropes.
Yeah, not looking for TSM at all there, as we saw the chance coming in from Chance, but he got nothing off the back foot there. He didn't even manage to kill Mini, and now the payload going to get across the line. 3 minutes and 51 seconds left in the time bank. That is an absolute blessing here for Tempo Storm, but to be fair to them, they breezed over the first point, they breezed through the streets phase, and now they're really showing up on this map. That is going to be tough for Team Solo Mitt to really match in terms of time. That's a huge amount of time still left in your back pocket.
I think one thing that's really hurting Team Solo Mitt here is that, and this is a matchup thing, because Team Solo Mitt did look very strong at points earlier today. Obviously, we saw Moffat go off, have great parts. Mopork even had really good moments on Zarya. I think what's really hurting them in this matchup is that they're playing a Pharah v Pharah game right now, and I think Megachu is just a better Pharah than Wolf is going into this. I actually, as an adjustment right now for Team Solo Mitt, I would actually like to see Wolf go off onto something else. I don't know if they'd want to mix in a soldier or what, but I don't think they're going to win if they play the Pharah v Pharah game against Megachu. I think they can shut them down in other ways and make things rough for Tempo in that fashion, because right now, if things continue as they are, I don't really see Team Solo Mitt actually reversing this in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, the Pharah Mercy versus Pharah Mercy fight is always really interesting. You essentially, because of the way Mercy's healings works, I mean, at the rate that you can heal, you need to actually be, as the Pharah, you need to target the opposition Mercy, which is hard to do, of course, especially because Mercy's pathing is even less predictable than Pharah's, as she can quite easily disengage with Guardian Angel and go over and heal someone else or escape the fight if she really has to. So yeah, it's just a super weird sort of 2v2, and often they can sort of drag out for quite some time. And it's a dice roll, it's not guaranteed. If you play Pharah Mercy versus Pharah Mercy, you just have to hit those air shots, which by its very nature is not a guaranteed way to play the game here. So it looks like, I mean, Mangachu, I think, is an incredibly good Pharah. I don't see why he changes here. I think that defensive Pharah we saw, I think it was actually Wolf played out against Luxury Watch. A little bit risky, there's some less points to sort of stay safe there, but we've also seen attacking Pharahs lose to Mercy, so, you know, anything could happen.
Bringing back bad memories here from Mangachu, but Wolf is going to be staying on the Pharah. We'll be looking to win this Pharah v Pharah showdown between Mangachu, and we'll see if his supporting crew can keep him up, as right now TSM not wasting much time at Mangachu. A beautiful rocket takes out Moffat to start things out. In over the top, Mangachu laying in destruction, in dust and trouble, going to go down. A triple kill from Mangachu. And again, I don't know here, Uber. I don't think this Pharah v Pharah battle is actually a great idea for TSM.
Well, sometimes it's not even about Pharah v Pharah. Yeah. Sometimes it's about each team's Pharah Mercy trying to kill the ground-locked targets, or the Mercy in some cases. Now, we actually see, though, very, very quickly, these guys are coming back in for another fight here. So, you know, Team Solo Mitt not wasting too much time getting there, but look at this big drop jumping straight into the back line, and Mangachu's up top. No one's looking at him as well. Sure, he doesn't have the Mercy pocket with him right now, but he's free to do damage. Wolf has to respond to this in some kind of way, but Moffat is already off the ground here, which is not a great start for the attacking side. He's died a little bit too early in some of these fights. Now a disengagement coming out here from Tempo Storm. They give a bit of ground, they go back towards their point. They do have to re-engage at some stage. They're going to be waiting for B-Drop to join them now, as Moffat finally rejoins his team. So reinforcements coming in at the same time. Very chaotic fight. Mini gets smashed by Chance, and that's a great opening here.
Oh, the Earth Shudder coming in here at the very end. Will it set up enough? Mangachu was dropped to the ground. Moffat right now with the cleanup has the double kill, but here comes the res. The fight not over. Tempo still in this. Naptime pays for it with his life. Full martyr status, but B dropped, running in, takes out Moffat. Res coming out in the other direction here. Yeah. We'll see how this works out, as the sound barrier is now in for TSM. They are all in. Wolf with the barrage over the top, takes out two, looking for the third. Lucio in a corner with nowhere to go, but here comes Mangachu. Just not going to be enough, as his team is dying all around him.
Yeah, even though You Must Tui went in with the Death Blossom there at the same time, even though it's two high impact ults weren't able to get the job done. Wolf's barrage was very well timed. Mini got at least a 3-man Earth Shatter there, but Wolf wiped any chance of follow-up literally off the face of the map there with a very nicely placed barrage. You do need to keep tabs on where that Pharah is, especially Wolf just sort of, you know, angled himself into position bit by bit there, and Moffat, before he went down and got rezzed up, got a 3k without his ultimate. So, you know, the man can definitely fire up if he gets the chance to, and even some safe positioning. So the payload's on the move here, but already the time bank here for Team Solo Mitt is almost lower than their opponents here. So it's not great. They really need to speed things up.
It's definitely not great. Mopork right now going to the backline, holding on to his Graviton. The defense just swarming. Sound barrier at the ready. Mangachu raining rockets from above. You must already getting one pick off. Will Mangachu be able to do a little bit more? Is looking for Wolf over the top. Gets a little bit stymied by that. Chance drops the Earth Shatter, knocks down at least 2, does set up Wolf, and for TSM, this is not a bad fight. They're starting to turn the momentum more in their favor. Wolf, though, not able to get the critical pick on the Mercy here just yet.
Yeah, Mangachu actually hasn't been able to have too much of an impact over this fight. He finally finds Indus, but maybe cut down by Mohawk if he's not careful. You see him pushing forward. He actually switching over towards the Genji. We haven't actually seen a lot of Genji play tonight, especially not on King's Row. It's not really where he dominates in this Streets phase generally, but he's been brought back in now as well. Mini comes through with a Fire Strike, and Mangachu just above him. He's looking for Wolf there as well. You saw him peek around the corner. Now the barrage comes in with Yumas getting into the back line. He now has his Dragon Blade ready to go after 2 kills, and he's going to use it just to clean up the fight.
Yumasui going for Indust. Indust we trust, they say. He does get the res, gives his life for it. 2 kills here from the side tempo as Mangachu now really feeling it in the back line. Gets 2 kills and is starting to push TSM back. And you look at TSM, time very much not on their side right now. Their time bank slowly draining away. Although, again, I think after what we saw earlier today, I'm never going to write a team off so long as they have 1 magic minute.
Yeah, exactly. That's in fact all they need is to get that first point really, and then they can just snowball off the back. But B dropped again, going in deep. And you can see Indus has to be very, very careful. He's caught in a dangerous spot, and Wolf gets picked off there pretty easily by Mangachu. He gets that direct hit with a rocket, and now the res comes in for Tempo Storm. That's a huge boon for them right now. And off the back of the Earth Shatter, their chance trying to make something happen. Moffat at least able to chime in there, so they lose half their team straight after the Resurrect comes in. Then Naptime's caught in a weird spot there, trying to get away. Gonna be tough. He actually does. Bread Expert was well ahead of him, but still he can dash away. I don't really think he really put too much on. A Mercy trying to defend a point here. So good little attempt at a back cap. We do see the side of Team Solomit pushing forward ahead of this point. They will get the Foundry locked out.
All right, so they get things going. Now we can get a look at their absolute time bank. They are behind in time now, no matter what they do, even if they win every remaining fight. The defense does have a lot of ults here on board. Mangachu, though, kind of off on an island, way behind the other team right now, trying to get things done. Is going to eat a terrible rocket from Wolf to the back of the head. But still, though, 2 kills here from Tempo. Wolf coming in. And Yumasui might be the cleanup king here, but the res is going to come in. It's still going to be TSM moving forward, and Mopork. Graviton Surge at the ready. Will he land a good one right now? Graviton does come in, pulls into Moffat right now with the follow-through. And it's going to be 2 extra kills here for TSM as they keep the payload moving.
It was actually a really nice Earth Shatter from Mini there. He actually did it through or under the payload there, as obviously doesn't block that one in terms of line of sight anymore. But unfortunately, Graviton Surge comes in after the fact, and it is going to be Team Solo Mid getting a little bit of ground made here. They're very, very close to the end. One more fight will need to occur, and Naptime's going to come into this one with a res. So if he just stays safe and stays maybe out of harm's reach, he might be able to affect this one in a big way. Mangachu should never happen. He dies there with his barrage available. He gets caught out, and Wolf gets a huge barrage in. Naptime, though, needs to res, and he gets it one done. He doesn't survive, but that's what you expect for a Mercy in his position. Now the counter barrage comes in. Mangachu finds Moffat, but only 1 kill, not high enough value, and then Wolf is free to rain the skies on that Pharaoh as he does. But consider Yumas trying to escape there as well with the Wraithwalk, but he's eventually cut down. B-Drop finds Indus, but that's not enough at this stage. Now in Primal Rage form, trying to stall out. Mini just misses a bit of a charge there, at least able to force Chance away. A last desperate attempt here for Tempo Storm to keep this one going, and so far they've been able to push Team Solo Mid back.
It's interesting how Tempo was able to really push that back towards the end, because there was a point where Wolf was absolutely laying it in, was getting kill after kill, but he was losing teammates a little bit as it went on, and eventually respawn advantage does take its toll, and that is why Tempo was able to hold on there. But we're going to the next fight. Wolf about to have Barrage at the ready. Indust with the res. If there's a window here for TSM to come back into this game, this is it. This is about as must-win of a fight as you get. Moffat onto May to take things out here. 5v5, and Wolf just waiting for his Barrage opportunity.
Yeah, Moffat there channeling the Deadeye. I don't think he's going to find too much here. There isn't any shield available though. Mini is dead, but Moffat still gets nothing for it. Chance though very deep in the back lines there, so only out some of the squishy targets, allowing this payload to move forward. But B-Drop jumps in. He's going to stall that a little bit more. Now the sound barrier is going to come out on the side of Team Solo Mid. They're going to keep going, but the charge Mopork was on the ground. Nothing he could do about it. Mini just finds him, picks him up, and pins him to the wall. Now Chance, Earth Shatter comes out from him, gets absolutely nothing. A little bit wasted there. Pulse Bomb into the back line coming out from Mangachu. Doesn't hit onto anyone, but the Tracer now on the field means they can stall this out just for a little bit longer. Red Expert gets up on the payload. Now it's going to be 1 by 1 to stall this one out. Sound barrier comes in. Again, B-Drop to the back line. He shuts down Moffat, puts a shield over his head. The Cone of Silence, as you will, is going to completely shut down that Deadeye.
Mangachu able to get 2 kills here, and this is going to be Tempo rolling right back. They were trading out well enough that eventually the respawn advantage did go in their favor as Mangachu picks up 3 in the very end, and now this is going to be the final attempt coming out here from Team Soul Mitt, and here's the real tough part for them, Uber. Really, they want to do this in 1 second earlier than they have, so they do get that last-minute attempt, because right now, if they do it in overtime, they don't get that extra time, and it's going to be very, very rough for them. So a lot of here on Mopork to get that clean wipe.
They're already in big trouble as it is, to be honest, but if they at least can have an attempt at taking the point, that's all they need. But 20 seconds now, overtime comes in, that will be diabolical situations. The Graviton Surge comes in, quickly responded by a shield and by a Transcendence. Their chance to get some You Must 2 at the very least, and a good sound barrier off the back of the aforementioned Reinhardt gets Bread Expert on the ground, but doesn't finish him off. He's healthy enough to stay alive. Moffat finds B dropped here, but there are still a few heroes in play to stall things out here. Mangachu still lives, and so does Bread Expert. He's getting a bit of healing off now, and we can see that Naptime's actually going to wait. He doesn't have the Transcendence, the speed Yatter on towards the point and keep it going. But we're in overtime here. Perfect stuff by Tempo Storm to even get to this point. They can allow the game to finish here and have 3 minutes 51 just to get 1 point. I'd be well happy with that one. But it looks like they're not satisfied with just letting it finish here. They actually want to prevent Team Solomid from finishing the round.
Wolf right now laying in the damage, just at least trying to give TSM a chance of that miracle defense. Moving here to the back of the payload, does have Death Blossom up already, will not need to burn it. That's going to be TSM getting the 3rd point on the board, but here's where things are rough. They had 0 time remaining. 3 points is all they can get here, and now they must defend this first point for about 4 minutes, which is effectively a full hold on first point Kings Row, and Uber, that does not happen very often.
No, well, yeah, slash ever, really, in general situations. And that's the thing as well. And that's what's caught teams by surprise when the time bank first started to appear over in the 2CP maps, is that if it does go down to overtime, sure, you're going to get the overtime to finish off. But now you don't get a chance. You don't get another round. You're out of time. 3 minutes and 51 seconds to take the first point. I expect it should be doable. At the very least, Tempo Storm can just sort of go on in there, charge up that first res for the fight, or even just lose a couple fights and have ults coming in. There's no need to use those frivolously. There's no need to crumble under the pressure. If you're Tempo Storm, you play this one methodically, you make sure you have all the tools you need, and then you go for the throat.
Pretty much sums it all up here for Tempo, because again, there's so many ways that they can go in on this. You mentioned a lot of it there, but in the end, I mean, just bank ults, go in for the kill, and it's going to be difficult for TSM to actually deal with this. TSM, they're going to have to play flawless, and these are those situations where not only do they have to play really well, but Tempo needs to mess up. Tempo is going to have to make very critical errors here for them not to come away with at least a point A capture.
Yeah, it needs to happen here as well. And for those of you sort of wondering why I'm so calm and collected, it's because I've got no choice. It is so late here. It's now like 3 AM, so unfortunately there's not much else I can do. I'd love to yell, but I've got ZP for that, really, so I don't think anyone's going to complain. But now, let's go on the attack here. With Tempo Storm, again, just slow and steady wins the race here. They're going to work their way around the side of the statue. Mini's going to be up in front, and Mangachu and Naptime in the standard position now. Naptime's actually going to join Mangachu going to the backside, all the way around the back. This is what I'd love to see, and he finds Spo straight away. First check in the box, and now Moffat going to fall as well. He actually tries to get the stun grenade out, and it works. Perfect stuff to get him towards Mangachu, but the rest of his team's getting cut to pieces in the meantime. There's no McCree to help out on the main point. He's been zoned out. He had to kill the Pharah, and he got her, but he actually has to give up the rest of his team as a result, and give up this point.
Moffat right now is versus the world, has Mercy for support, but 1 versus 4 right now. This is too much to ask of any McCree. Moffat, though, is trying to do the job, but the job is just not possible to be done as Tempo Storm making quick work of TS Mitt here. Remember, this was a best out of 1, so farewell to TS Mitt. They're out of it. Tempo Storm goes on to the lower bracket final, and we'll see just what they can do there as they look to get their rematch with LW Red.
Yeah, and look, I think coming into this game, we expected to see Tempo Storm definitely set the pace here. I have to say, from Team Solo Mitt, they started so well. They had so much time going into the last stage, and then they fluffed up a couple too many fights, and it happens. Like, when you get desperate, when you're really trying to push forward, sometimes your shot calling does sort of say, let's try and make more happen with less. We don't have time to wait for 6 ults to charge up, so let's just try and make it happen with 2. Maybe the Graviton Surge Barrage is all we're going to have here. Maybe we just hold the res, or use the res maybe frivolously or early, like a 1-2 man res, just so we have 6 people up in the fight. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. You don't actually have the luxury of waiting for it all to charge up and then have everything you need and then just decimate the enemy team. Because at that point, close towards the end of the map, you need to get a team wipe, because the defending team spawns so close to that last point that they can reinforce if they're only losing a couple players, and pretty much always have at least 4 or 5 players there to defend and stall.
It is interesting, but what we are going to be doing here, we are going to be throwing here to a quick break. When we come back, it'll be Uber and Hex taking on our lower bracket finals to see what team will be going up against the team that has sort of shocked the world right now with their weekly performance in LW Red. But right now, they get to sit pretty in the grand finals. We'll get to see who brawls out, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Stay tuned.